No. Let's try something else. Hit it, Joe.
Three idiots sharing memories with fans who watched the show. It's the best of both our worlds.
Welcome to yet another episode of Best of Both Our Worlds, the official, unofficial Hannah Montana podcast, the show where three idiots share our memories of Hannah Montana with the fans, so you get a chance to see the other side of the best damn Disney show ever. I am one of your hosts. I am the very, very angry Jason Earls. I played Jackson Ross Stewart on the show.
I'm Shannon Flynn. I was the acting coach and director on the show.
I am Douglas Danger Lieblein. Now, that's all I hear, by the way.
Yep.
I was one of the writers and co-executive producers on the show. I'm not as angry as them, but I have every right to be.
Yes. No, this is a fun one. Just remember, we love this show.
Yes.
Try to keep that in mind as we go through this one. So before we jump into this little ditty that we've got today and do our little babao sweet niblets,
Yes.
we just again want to thank everyone so much for jumping online, leaving your comments, leaving your questions on all the different platforms, our YouTube episodes, Instagram, TikTok. It's so fun, and you guys have actually been putting some very, very funny stuff in the comments. We got a couple of bangers today. So we're gonna start with our Hannah Montana spotlight. We got a couple of comments. Doug, hit us with the first one.
The first one, it changed me forever.
It's so good.
Olivia Weltha commented on Instagram, when Doug introduced himself for the first 8 episodes, I thought he was saying Doug Dangerously Blind. Cracked me up so hard when I realized he was wrong. It cracked me up so hard when I read this comment. Now it's all I hear, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
Dangerously blind. I think I'm telling you, the new merch is you at the mic with Ray Charles glasses
like this.
And literally just says dangerously blind. It's my favorite. We're putting that in the shop like tomorrow. I love that so
100%.
much.
Thank you for giving me a new nickname for the rest of my life.
And appropriate to this particular episode.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And then Juliana Cricchio 2709. I'm sorry, Juliana, if I pronounced that incorrectly. Mascot Love was the first episode of Hannah Montana I ever watched, and I was immediately, this was on YouTube, by the way, immediately was hooked on the show. I love to quote the Jackson, "Don't know, don't care, don't count on it" line for the last 20 years. It's just a bit that works time and time again.
It's true.
Would agree.
It is a classic. Worked so well, we used it twice in the episode, and it worked both times. If you guys would like to be a part of our Hannah Montana Spotlight in the future, just keep sending in those comments, keep dropping those questions. We read them all, do it on all the platforms, YouTube. I already named them all. Just do the thing. Yeah. And then finally, please make sure to check out bestofbothourworlds.com. It's our website. You can get a link to all the episodes there, plus our ever-evolving merch shop with hopefully dangerously blind t-shirts coming soon. But definitely check that out as well. So, let's get started.
Strap in.
We'll do our little babao sweet niblets here at the top.
Yes.
Shannon, start us off.
Okay. This episode is You're So Vain. You probably think this zit is about you. It aired on August 12th, 2006. The writer was Todd J. Greenwald, and the director was Chip Fields. She goes under Chip Hurd in this particular episode. And this is the beginning of the Lisa Arch photographer run.
The zany photographer.
The zany photographer.
Yeah. The title of this Hannah episode, like we do every time, a play on a song, is a play on the 1972 Carly Simon hit You're So Vain. Which the famous line is, "You're so vain, you probably think this song is about you." And a little tidbit on that is Carly mentioned that the song was about 3 different men. She only publicly named one, which was Warren Beatty. So,
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Interesting. So
Quite
kids,
the
look up who
playboy.
Warren Beatty is.
Look him up.
Yeah.
In this episode, Jackson goes out with a girl named Melissa, And like several other girls who dated Jackson on this show, this actress actually immediately went on and starred in her own show, and it was a huge hit. So my niblet is, who is the actress who played Melissa, and what was the show that she went on to star on? And it is one of my personal favorites, genuinely.
It's an incredible show. Wonderful show.
So Doug, please, would you give us our secret title?
The title of this podcast, as we have been heralding and trumpeting for weeks and weeks, is called Bongos on Rooftops.
That's right.
And you will learn why very shortly.
Can I just throw in here that this title is what inspired us to have our own secret titles for every single one of our podcasts. So this is it.
Yeah, this title is probably one of the most said phrases in the writer's room or on stage for 4 years of Hannah. We said Bongos on Rooftops to each other all the time.
And genuinely, we should also T-shirt this one as well.
Yeah,
because this was so like, even if it's just we're the only ones that buy the T-shirts.
Well, guess what? You'll be buying this T-shirt because now you'll understand the inside joke for this particular
this
thing.
was one of our bigger inside jokes.
Okay, so let's remind the audience what this episode was. What actually happened.
Here's what happened in this particular episode. When Lily runs out of contact lenses and refuses to wear her glasses for fear of looking dorky, she risks losing a big skateboard competition due to her poor eyesight. As Miley and Lily sneak onto the rooftop of a nearby building to see a Hannah billboard for skin cream, Miley tries to convince Lily that looking dorky shouldn't stop her from getting what she really wants, that big skateboard trophy. But just as Miley is about to convince Lily to wear her glasses for the competition, the girls see that they put a huge, embarrassing zit on Hannah for the skin cream ad. Miley, lying to maintain the higher ground with Lily, is forced to bite her tongue and say she's fine with the zit. Back at home, Miley admits to Robbie she's not fine with the zit, and she asks Robbie to fix it. He says he'll try. Too impatient, though, Miley employs Jackson, who needs money for the B story, to help her sneak onto the roof and paint over the zit. Robbie catches them, but ultimately admits he was up there to also paint over the zit. They all paint over the zit. And Miley thinks she's gotten away with it, but when Lily surprisingly ends up at the billboard reveal, Miley decides to just wash the billboard clean, show the zit to the world, to support her friend's sacrifice to look dorky in her glasses.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, Jackson needs money to impress a girl and is forced to be Tina, Rico's magician's assistant, in order to earn enough gas money to take the girl out.
Once again,
just one impressive sentence that boils my whole. You know what? Honestly, the least problematic thing in this entire
absolutely,
absolutely, not a big deal.
And I just want to clarify: Lily shows up.
Oh, did I say it wrong?
No.
Lily.
Yes.
I didn't say it wrong.
No, you didn't.
Lily shows up.
Lily shows up.
Yes.
On top of the building.
Yes.
I'm just laying some pipe.
Yeah.
Laying pipe for all of the mistakes that were made during the filming of this episode.
So now we have a general remembrance of what this episode was.
Yep.
Where did this thing come from? What's the little backstory for this one?
So strap in. The general idea of this episode is sound, right? Now remember, we shot this one early. We did a batch of episodes before the Christmas break. In our first group, and this was shot like fifth.
Probably fifth or.
It was fifth.
We were in that Genesis stage. We didn't know what a Hannah episode was. We were grasping at straws. This is a little bit more of a Disney Channel moral episode, but it's not a bad one. I thought we did a good job with. It's a very simple story. Looks don't matter. And then in the B story, money doesn't matter. And then there's a little element of, talk the talk, walk the walk. Mm-hmm. All of that sort of wrapped up in the story. And that's what the Genesis was. The Genesis was, let's tell that story. It's important for kids to learn looks don't matter. Money doesn't matter. Being superficial doesn't matter. We were going to weave an A and a B story together. We have all these great big dreams of what this episode's going to be.
Right. And this was like part of the finding our way as a series story, right? Like, we don't know these actors yet. We are still exploring who these characters are.
And also a little jarring because we shot 5th and it airs like 14th or whatever. Right. So now you're getting some weird...
Right. And
regression.
What's another piece that's important is that Disney, and we'll talk about this in an upcoming podcast, Disney wanted to be able to have the freedom to air out of order because they wanted to front load with good episodes.
Yeah.
This one airing 14th says what they thought of it.
Yeah, we buried it in the middle.
Yeah,
of the
we
first
buried it in the
season.
middle because of
Yeah.
various issues. Okay, now, I will preface this by saying this was back in the day when we sent writers off to write. And Todd wrote this episode, brought it back. And I do not blame Todd at all for this. For those of you who don't know, Todd created Wizards.
Yeah.
And the process that happened there was he created Wizards, shot a pilot, they picked it up, and then had him completely rewrite and reshoot the pilot.
Yeah.
So, which is what you ended up seeing. So he was in this really odd stage where he was working on our show, but rewriting and reshooting the show he had created. So he was a little split focused.
Yeah.
And the script that came into us was not as polished and far along as we wanted. But it's not, I'm not blaming Todd at all.
Sure.
He did have other responsibilities, and we did do a rewrite on it. So it is ultimately our responsibility to make it right.
Yeah.
Now, we knew we were going to stage with a problematic script.
Yeah.
There were some things that didn't work. And what normally happens is those things can get fixed on stage.
Yeah.
Another thing you have to understand is that when you make a television show like this, one person can't do everything.
Yeah.
You divide and conquer, you sort of
Right.
delegate responsibility. And sometimes there's someone in the writer's room running the writer's room, making sure that train is running at all times. There's someone on the stage, making sure that train is running on the, at all times, fixing those problems. There's someone in casting, editing, whatever. So your executive producer team is constantly dividing and conquering. And
Right.
at this point, we were learning where people fit in those roles.
Yeah.
So in this particular episode, one of the writers was sent down to the stage to take care of the stage. And some problems happened.
Yeah.
Some stuff went down.
Yeah.
The first thing that went down, and this is the one where I'm going to try to explain it without having an aneurysm. This one, we have to understand, this one was shot before On the Road Again. And if you remember listening to the On the Road Again podcast, or the podcast where we talked about On the Road Again, I almost quit over the idea that Robbie Ray, who was Hannah Montana's manager, they wanted to say that Robbie Ray was also Miley's father. For those of you who can't follow along, Jeff, we have an infographic that can help us here. If those of you look to your screens, and it'll hopefully. Okay, so no, seriously, you need this. So Robbie Ray is Miley Stewart's father, right? He's also Hannah Montana's manager. That's fine, right? Miley Stewart is secretly Hannah Montana. That's fine. There's no connection between Hannah Montana and Miley Stewart other than Miley's dad manages her. Totally fine. No direct connection. Next slide, please. If we say that Robbie Ray is also the father of Hannah Montana, that means he's the father of Miley Stewart and Hannah Montana. There's only two explanations. Miley is Hannah's sister, or Miley is Hannah. So you can't do that. That is the biggest no-no on the planet. Thank you, Jeff. You can take that down now.
I actually fundamentally have a problem with the initial premise of that it's okay that Robbie Ray was actually Miley Stewart's dad.
Yeah.
Was Hannah Montana's manager. I have a fundamental problem with that, even that starting place. But
okay,
but
I do
still.
too. But we ran through the bees on that piece of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as you remember from On the Road Again, my big no-no was you can't say that Robbie Ray is Hannah Montana's father. Yeah. That ruins everything for me, and I quit. So, this was shot... I mean, I know it's a weird line, but that was my line. So, this was shot before that.
Yes.
And what happened was... jokes weren't working on the stage in that opening scene where Liza the photographer is doing her thing and trying to get something out of Hannah, and things were not working.
Right.
The writer on stage called up and said some things aren't working. The writer's room pitched some jokes, and things got fixed. After that scene was shot, some of us found out that those fixes were Robbie Ray saying, "I'm Hannah Montana's manager," and her father. And some of us blew our stacks.
Literally. So I didn't remember that line existed in the in this episode. Right. So last week or whenever we did that other podcast, we talked about you saying you were going to quit if that was what we said. Yeah. So I did not make that connection. So when I watched this episode to prepare for this podcast, the second he said that line, I wanted to chuck my iPad off the balcony and throat punch someone. Yeah. I was like, what in the shit did we just do? I was like, it caught me so off guard. And then I was irate for the next 21 minutes.
Okay, so, but remember, timeline, this happened before On the Road Again. So the excuse for that, now, not only did they add the line, which we could have cut, they created all these callbacks to it. So it became uncuttable. Yeah. And the justification was, that person, Liza, they only tell one person, which is bullshit.
Because there's a makeup person on stage,
there's a million people
and her assistant.
And nobody ever talks in the entertainment industry.
And it's Hollywood, so no rumors ever get out. But it was only Liza, and Liza doesn't know he's Robbie Ray. So she's not making that connection. She's calling him Mr. Montana. And at that point, I said, and the rest of the writing staff went, okay, let's just bury this. Let's say it happened, say it's a joke, bury it, it'll never happen. So knowing that, when On the Road Again happened, and the pitch was, let's just make him her father, now you know the backstory is, no.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that is the first mistake that happened on stage. Yeah. But it's important because a little bit of time got wasted, right? Then the second thing happened. Now, the second scene they shot that day was the scene where you all go up to the roof to see the billboard. We are shooting this scene now where the scene we refer to as Bongos on Rooftops, right? And why do we refer? There was a downbeat in this scene. And a downbeat is that little joke to start your scene, right? It doesn't have to be relevant to the scene or anything. Jackson comes in, says something funny. We start the scene on a little bit of a titter or a laugh. Well, this scene, the downbeat wasn't working. So the call comes up to the writer's room, downbeat isn't working. We pitch some jokes and we continue writing, letting them shoot on stage. Now, you have a unique perspective on this because...
Yeah, I mentioned this in our last podcast. There was the tag of the episode where Billy Ray's on the toilet, he doesn't have any toilet paper, and I come in with the headphones on, and I'm doing my little dance. Yeah. Originally, that was supposed to be me in the kitchen drumming off things all over the place, basically bongoing my way across the kitchen, and I am musically no bueno. So I just couldn't do it, and so it turned into the dance, but I know that the writer who was on stage really, really wanted that bit to work. Right. So kind of in thinking about this, it seems like the wish fulfillment of wanting that bit to work suddenly gets translated to this scene.
Well, now he's got Billy, right?
Yes.
Now they've got Billy who can do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So an hour passes and we call down to the stage and go, how did that downbeat work? Which one did you guys end up doing? Which one worked? And Ron answered the phone, our brilliant AD, and said, we haven't started shooting yet. And we went, what? I mean...
And again, just a reminder, there is a very, very limited amount of time that you have on stage with kid actors.
Right. So we immediately run down to stage, and what we see was referred to from then on out as Bongos on fucking Rooftops, which is all of a sudden there was a literally 2-minute long section at the beginning of the scene where people are just banging on things. And it was this entire elaborate number. And we only have a limited amount of screen time anyway. We had enough time for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it made no sense.
Right.
Long for no reason.
And it was insane.
Yeah.
And immediately things were reined in. And it was, you can do this for one beat. And then you're done and moving on and start shooting right now.
Yeah.
And we did.
Yeah.
Right.
But the end result of that was, and this is where I know the timing, the last scene we shot that day was the scene with the reporters and the big, the scene with Lily and the whole reveal thing with Liza. Because of all this wasted time on stage, we ran out of Miley time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'll notice, you probably, Shannon, noticed more than anybody, we shot Miley in one take, everything in that scene. First camera footage, for everything. And then everything else in that scene is singles and 2 shots of characters without Miley in them.
Yeah.
Because we literally shot once with her and then gone. So we had no time to fix anything, no time to tweak any of the emotions. That scene is flat. The big ending is nothing. And all because of Bongos on fucking Rooftops. And that's where that term comes from. And it refers to that particular writer. Anytime the idea was, well, we'll just send them down to the stage, it was, no, we're going to end up with Bongos on Rooftops. And literally, they never went to the stage alone again. They were babysat on the stage for the remaining 96 episodes.
And if you haven't watched the episode in a while, it's when Robbie Ray uses whatever those vents were that were supposed to be on top of the roof, and before Lily and Miley move the curtain to reveal the new billboard. And Robbie Ray says, "Not without a drum roll," and then he does this extended like thing between two.
Which lasted 17 minutes apparently at one point.
Well, it's a funny thing. It's already a show that like you already have great music in it. You've already established their music credentials. Like, so putting in sort of a subpar musical beat in it just feels like, what are we doing?
I have successfully explained that without having an aneurysm, and I'm very proud of myself.
Like, you know what? Round of applause for Doug.
Outstanding, Doug.
Got through it. We don't know what your blood pressure is going to be from your Aura ring. But...
it's going to be bad. But I did it. Now, let's get on to some of the other things about this episode, some lighter things. Yeah. You wore a lot hat in this episode, dude.
It was a weird hat episode.
It was a weird hat episode.
And literal hats, not like you played one.
Tina had her own little headpiece. I'm wearing the ski cap when we're doing the stuff on the roof. And then the Irish hat.
I love the Irish hat,
me
but
too.
it was like he's wearing a hat?
It's so random. Like, I saw in the script that Melissa was going to slap my head down because she did not have a good time on our date as I make her push the car. And actually, that's actually my hat in real life.
I've seen you wear that.
Yeah, it was a hat that I wore all the time. It's one of my favorite. Actually, the hat is destroyed, but like I actually cut the patch of it off because I loved it so much and it reminds me of that time. I think it might be the only time I ever wear a ball cap in the entire series. It's so random.
It's so random. And the weird part is it makes you look younger. And I'm like, why didn't we have you in ball caps more? I don't know.
But it was also like, for whatever reason, it just was a little weirder. I think his super moppy beach head was like a better...
Right. No, way better. But I do note when I watch this episode, he's wearing the Ireland hat. I love the Ireland hat.
So just at the Lisa Arch, our photographer, Liza, was incredible. Loved having her on stage whenever she came back. And then when Liza, the character, says Mr. Montana, I thought that she's such an arrogant photographer that I was like, oh, she's just calling him Mr. Montana because like she doesn't care to know what his real last name is. Like, it just that to me. I also just some behind the scenes tidbits from this. One is that the wall that you see in the set is the actual wall of the studio that we shot in. So when you see that gray wall
cheapest set ever. Literally just shoot in our studio.
The billboard gag was hours to also figure out how do you take a billboard that has Miley's face on it and how big it is and knowing how much it costs to make something like that and the time that you have and not have to change out the whole billboard in order to put a zit.
The zit and make the zit. Yeah.
Right. So there was that. And then, so there was a patch that was created or a sticker that was put on there. But then then the question becomes, how do you make it look seamless so that there's no, so you can't see the outline of whatever the sticker is. And then how do you paint over it and not get it bubbly? And how do you remove it in order to remove, because you're not going to just throw water on it and like make the paint come off. So it's like, obviously it's happening in cuts, but I just remember the amount of time to make that gag work because it's not so simple. And
movie magic. TV magic.
It is shocking sometimes how much time you'll not waste, but how much time you'll spend in a production meeting or in outside meetings outside of rehearsal, like figuring out bits like that.
Yeah. And I mean, the amount of time that they probably had to spend just like trying it, rehearsing with it and stuff like that. I had a question for you though, Jason. How'd it feel to wear heels?
I'm so good in heels. I cross-dressing happens a ton in theater.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I was exceptionally good at playing little old ladies. And so, like, I was watching the episode back. I'm actually really upset that they made me stumble in the heels because I'm like, bitch, I can walk in heels. I'm good in heels. So,
but maybe Jackson isn't good in heels.
But still, I was like, it's sort of like when Anna Maria was on and she was like, but I'm a really good singer. So
I know.
And I felt the same way about my high heel walking.
Yeah.
Was that a real egg that he smashed on your head?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't remember, if that, because sometimes there are eggs, fake eggs that you can buy prep eggs.
That might have been a wonder because that would have been a big reset.
I feel like it was a wonder.
Yeah.
Shoot up to the point, be happy with it, and then smash
But Moises was so happy.
Oh my God.
So happy to do that.
And then the bird poop that lands on her shoulder. Because I remember I thought we've done this gag a couple of times, but using
tartar sauce, right?
No, I thought it was yogurt with a little bit of gray mixed in.
I thought it was tartar sauce. I could totally be wrong, but
just something that
it is funny.
Yeah, and I couldn't remember if that was real or if it was a visual effects. We did run out of time. And what is it like to shoot with the person that you're in a scene with not being there? You know what I mean?
It's annoying. I mean, you don't blame the other actor or whatever.
No,
sometimes it happens. And if you do a visual effects movie or whatever, oftentimes you're acting against a tennis ball or
right.
So it is the least fun version of acting when you're doing that stuff without the other person. Because oftentimes acting is reacting, it's listening, and if they're not there, what are you doing? So it's not my favorite, but I think at the time we all recognized we were just so hosed on kid hours that you just make the best of it. And, but honestly, even at that time, I recognized that's the least of our issues.
Right? Yeah.
We have a lot worse things happening in this episode than that.
Right, and then the last thing is there is one good thing that came out of this episode, you guys. You know what it was?
Yeah.
This is the week I got hired to be the acting coach on the show. And I always felt bad, but I was able to talk. Cheryl was the original acting coach on the show, and she was an in-demand acting coach, and so her time that she could commit to the show was limited. And so they wanted somebody who could be there full time, and
it worked out wonderfully for us.
Yes. Yeah. And so when we were shooting that final scene without Miley there, you were reading Miley's line.
I think that's true.
Because probably
right, and it's only because Cheryl was booked on something else and she had to leave, and so I ran lines with the girls, and I would think I was off camera. I mean, I was willing to do anything, I just because I loved the show so much.
We're all willing to do anything. Look where we are.
Exactly.
But so I do have a less tarnished view of this episode because that's the reason I'm sitting here.
The genuine start for you.
Right. Absolutely. Jason?
Yeah, for me, when I was watching it back, a couple of things left out. It's an early episode, so again, I immediately noticed all of the kid yell acting.
First note I took on
was
my...
just oh, that's right. This was in that first batch, and it's I got to turn the volume down a little bit, and it was...
Yeah.
I was I can finally hear them. So, I'm old.
Look at you with your charming self-deprecating humor. The people online are going to love you.
Jason's a little jealous. Jason's a little jealous.
I'm giving him a hard time because he's getting way too much love online.
Yep.
Just the appropriate amount of love.
I know, it's true. It's true.
It's good.
At the end of the cold open, it was one of these actory moments that leapt out to me. Robbie Ray's doing all this goofy stuff to try to get Hannah Montana to laugh during the photo shoot or to seem like she's having a good time. And he's trying so hard, and she's trying so hard to act like she's amused. But as an actor, these are kind of the worst, least fun things to play because nothing he's doing is particularly funny. So you're trying to be overly oh my dad, and then but it just feels really, really awkward. And there's a moment right before the credits roll where you can Miley sort of laughs to herself and she has a look on her face is this scene over yet? You can just sort of tell that it's we've done this and this is as good as it's gonna get.
It's played out.
But I always have so much sympathy for my fellow actors when we have those oh my God, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I was a little struck with how simple thematically the episode was. I was just sort of like, well, what is this about? Is it don't be self-conscious, like looks don't matter.
Right.
Is it nobody's perfect? Is it don't lie to your friends? It was just a little sort of wishy-washy, and what was weird is that we kept sort of stating the theme of the episode, like, looks don't matter, don't be self-conscious of your zit or your glasses, but then everything that the characters do in the episode is in direct contrast to that.
Yeah.
Until the very, very end. It was just sort of like, again, early figuring it out sort of stuff, which was fine. A joyful thing, though, is I love, I don't know if it's because here we are 20 years later, my favorite thing in the world is my Rico's t-shirts.
Yes.
But I do clock the Rico's t-shirts in the episodes, and one of my all-time favorite ones is in this one. The first scene, it's a gold Rico shirt with navy blue trim.
So good.
It's such a good Rico shirt.
Love that contrast.
So I love that one. And then, in general, I think that's about all I'll say for my memory refreshed part of this, because I have some very strong feelings about other aspects of this episode that fit better in the what we did right and wrong section.
Yeah.
Mostly the wrong section.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll kind of leave it. I'll kind of leave that there.
Yeah, and just as you said, that we love this show.
Yeah.
And what I will say to that is, every show, no matter how successful, has one episode that has to be the worst episode.
What?
That has to.
I don't
be
think
the
this.
one.
It's weird.
Know.
This isn't the worst
I don't
episode at the end of the day. It's just there's some monkey wrenches that it throws into like the world that we built that like are so unnecessary that it's very frustrating.
Every aspect was growing pains.
Yeah.
So
let's go through the right, wrong, different. Let's say some nice things.
Yes.
A couple of compliments before we
why not?
Yeah,
point out
sure.
the worst stuff. I love that Jackson's a total mercenary in the A story. like the fact that Rico is busting his balls so he can get a couple of bucks to take this girl out, and then Miley recruits him to help with the billboard.
Yes.
I love that he insists on getting his money up front. He goes, I got one kid yanking my chain already. I don't need another one. It's just such a world-weary line from this kid. It makes me laugh. And then I think there's, for me, maybe the funniest joke for Jackson in the episode is as he's going to help her, he walks up to the zit and he sort of goes, it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
I just think that's a cute joke. I love that one. I do love that Jackson washes his clothes in the dishwasher.
Oh my God.
It's such a classic Jackson character beat. It really makes you understand what it would be like to live with this animal.
But can I tell you something though? We wrote that as, he's an animal. He washes his stuff in the dishwasher. 10, 15 years later, I'm looking up how to wash a baseball hat. And they go, put it in the dishwasher. And I was like,
is that right?
It's
I was
true.
like, he's not that big an animal.
Yeah, you put it in one of those shape. It holds the shape thing, and you put it in the dish, and it cleans it. Amazing.
I was like, that's shocking to me.
I know. And then I think that Emily is really, really funny when she's doing her blind bits. Whether they make sense or not, you can shit on it in a second. But I think that she's really cute when she's doing it. When she passes the basketball and it hits the post, and she's like, "Nice hand, Shaq."
Yeah. No, that was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Sure.
You hate this so much.
I felt there were some positives. I felt the idea of tying the A story and the B story together was a great idea, and I hope later on we would execute that better. I think the execution was the problem, not the idea. And it's not just that you cross over into it, it's that thematically they're the same, right?
Right.
Don't judge a book by its cover, or looks don't matter, money doesn't matter, that kind of stuff. Don't be superficial. I thought we did a good job of trying that. Yeah. I also think, casting Lisa as Liza was great. I am a huge Lisa Arch fan. If you're not a Lisa Arch fan, she's doing stand-up now. You can catch her stand-up, lisa.arch on Instagram. She's hysterical. Yeah, I also love sneaking in jokes for myself and the theater nerds. I love the I'm not an animal joke, which is an elephant man joke, which only the theater nerds are going to get.
Yeah, I second that.
Third.
And then, I loved putting Jackson in drag. I think this is two, three?
Two for sure.
Two for sure.
I feel like there's a third, but
there's a third. Yeah, there may be a third in there. We didn't do it more. And there's a reason why we didn't do it more. When we get to the Double Danzig episode, there's a Double Danzig doozy of a story as to why we know. And it wasn't just Jackson, it was everybody. There's a reason for why people stopped dressing in drag on our television show. So stay tuned for that one.
Yeah. In
That's
addition
a
to
good
the
story.
double Danzig, which sounds much dirtier than it
Yeah,
really should.
right. It's not.
I feel like I remember hearing there was a note from Disney specifically after this where they were just like, hey man, Jackson's been like cross-dressing in like half our episodes, so maybe let's slow that down a little bit.
There may have been that. I don't remember
Yeah.
that note. That may have happened, but there was a different note that happened
Later about the
later
double Danzig.
about dressing in drag that
Right.
was a little more stern than please don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer. Well,
Yeah.
we'll get to there.
Yeah.
But because it ruined like
It ruined half of a B story.
that was
The whole
amazing.
Yeah, it ruined a whole thing. Anyway, my other little piece of thing that I loved about this episode is I believe this is the beginning of Jason's Wiki Feet page, right? Because we see his toes. This is the genesis of Jason Wiki Feet.
My little toesies and my little pumps.
Which
Yeah.
are adorable, by the way.
Thank you. I'm not the type to brag,
Liar.
but no, I'm going to brag here. I actually have a 4.86 out of 5-star rating on Wiki Feet. That's a real thing. You can look it up. But clear your search history. But that's a real thing. That is
Yeah.
a real rating.
What I thought, there were a lot of funny funny one-liners in this, like Jethro's chicken fried wisdom.
So good.
So good. Like, just, it was amazing. Move the family to Hollywood. This is what you get. Like,
I was actually really curious if you would think that was cute or if that was like a little too like. I don't know.
no.
I thought it's
Thank
a funny
you.
line.
I mean, look, I don't want to be the S&P morality police, but like, because but anyway.
You need to keep us on our toes, though.
Yeah.
That to me, it was super funny.
Okay, good.
And then Tina, my other little girl.
That is so cute. I think it's such a cute line. It's so cute.
And then I have money, which later will come up in the very first episode I directed, which was, you make a great pair, and I'm holding a pear. It's just that line
It's
delivery.
punny.
It's just I
love
love when you do those line deliveries because it's just such a twist from what I expected. So
Yeah.
that's what went right.
I remembered that too. I was like, oh, this is like even like just the vocal pattern of that. I was like, oh, I call this back.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. Okay.
What?
Wrong.
We didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing in this section, right?
No.
No.
Okay,
It'll be
so
a light episode.
So this is basically the perfect example of what happens when someone gets a very specific idea in their head about what a story's supposed to be or what jokes are supposed to be, and they completely ignore the logic or the actual good storytelling for the world that you've created.
Yeah.
I think that it is an absolute failure to recognize the implication of what you just did by having Robbie Ray be Hannah Montana's dad. It is the single most offensive decision that was made in the entire series.
All because the scene was a little flat on stage.
Just
right.
You don't do that.
It's just shockingly bad.
True.
And I've mentioned a version of this before, but I just want to reiterate. It didn't bump me at the time because I didn't remember that line being like, I'm her dad.
I'm also her dad. Yeah.
But I always thought, okay, if Miley Stewart's dad, Robbie Ray, is being Hannah Montana's manager, he is in character like Mike Stanley and Lola Luftnagel.
Right.
Thus, he's wearing a mustache. So, like, it's not... So that person who is Hannah Montana's manager is not Robbie Stewart.
Right.
It's not Robbie Ray who is Robbie Stewart.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever you want
Yes,
to call
exactly.
it. Miley Stewart's dad is not Hannah Montana's manager.
Right.
If somebody in Miley Stewart's life asked him what he did... Oh, I'm a whatever the fuck he is. Like, I don't know. But, like, I didn't think if somebody was over at their house, they would be like, Jackson, what does your dad do? Oh, he's Hannah Montana's manager. That's insanity to me.
Yeah.
I assumed that the mustache was alternate identity.
Right.
And then in the first scene, he doesn't have a mustache.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And he says he's Hannah Montana's dad.
Right.
It's so egregious and so stupid. And then on top of that, at the end, he puts on a mustache. Like, what did we fix by actually putting him in a mustache at the end of the episode? And I know you mentioned that...
Yeah, because Lisa got this really great line, which I thought was maybe put in there because somebody realized that the mustache had not been worn in the first scene, and Lisa got to say, wow, they grow them fast in the South.
Yep.
Which all it did was hang a lantern on the fact that he didn't wear a mustache in the first scene. Like, the entire, like, however we're trying to hide the secret, it's so poorly executed, so poorly thought out. But again, the reason why it never struck me until we've really dug into it 20 years later is because I always assumed Miley Stewart's dad was not Hannah Montana's manager. He was always playing a different guy.
Right.
And I think I've been wrong for 20 years.
This is
that
why,
logic, off the rip, it's so infuriating. I genuinely think somebody should lose their fucking WGA card. Like,
I would be in support of that.
It's shocking.
It is bad. It is, and we knew that bit.
Yeah.
We knew that, and we ran through the bees on that, and we just tried to bury that and
Yeah.
just not talk about it. The mustache thing, again, is Bongos on Rooftops. The mustache is never let that particular writer on the stage alone ever again. Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
But the idea that Robbie Ray / Robbie Stewart was Hannah Montana's manager, we knew that connection, and we sort of went, okay. And we just let it go. But the minute that he starts have there's a parentage thing. It's all bad. It was just, we tried to protect and make it half bad. Yeah. But it was all bad.
There's a part of me that feels like maybe I was just really dumb and I didn't realize what we were doing at the time.
Well, no, because we tried to run away from it.
Yeah.
We tried to go, we didn't say that,
And
we didn't say
you probably
that.
did it, but we're deep diving it so much that I'm sure that we're like getting a little worked up over. No, it's a pretty big. It's a pretty big.
Yeah.
So continuing things that didn't quite work for me. I don't mind the cross-dressing stuff at all. I think I look damn good in a dress. I do heels well. We've established that. But I think the storyline is just dumb. Literally, the storyline is literally just Rico makes Jackson put on a dress and he cracks an egg on his head.
Yeah.
That's the entire.
Right.
What? And then the end, me getting back at him also doesn't make any sense. It's a really kind of poorly executed rebuttal because it's find the ball in the shell game. He finds the ball. Rico finds the ball, and then he's like, "That's not a trick." And I go, "No, that's a setup. Here's the trick." And I pull a cord and dump seaweed on him.
Right.
Totally unrelated. If you're going to do that bit, the better pitch is, "Where's the ball?" Rico finds the ball. That's not a trick. No, it's a setup. And then you lift up the other two coconuts and there's two eggs.
Yes.
And I crack eggs on his head. At least it mirrors the thing he did to me.
Yeah. Yep.
And the setup actually matches the trick. But the whole thing just ends up being, I'm just like, what is this?
Right.
And this is the problem of, okay, here's the deal. You nailed it. We're dealing with Bongos on Rooftops, so we don't have any time. We're supposed to be in the writers' We're supposed to be in the writers' room fixing that problem.
Yeah.
But instead, we're on stage fixing Bongos on Rooftops.
Yeah, and I quickly recognized oftentimes this is all the attention your story's gonna get.
Yeah.
So make the best of it, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was just one where it was weird because I genuinely. The cross-dressing is funny to me. It's fine. It's fun. Yeah. Like I said, look good in the dress.
You have nice legs.
But I was just like, this is all for naught. And then here, outside of the Robbie Ray being Hannah Montana's dad, the thing that bothers me the most about this episode is I genuinely dislike Robbie Ray in this episode.
Right.
Yeah.
He's so unlikable on set with the photographer. He's terrible when he's on the phone call with her complaining about the billboard. At the end, when they do the press conference, he's just such a dick the entire episode, and being vain about a zit is such a superficial thing. Normally, Robbie Ray would have some great little bit of grounded perspective that he would give Miley,
right,
and let her sort of figure some stuff out. And instead, he jumps right on the bandwagon like a total LA set dad douche, and is ripping the photographer on the phone, and he's gonna go up there and erase the billboard. And it's like, what? That's not being a proactive good dad. You're the whole thing just feels wrong, and it's so not the Robbie Ray that I think of as my dad for the entire series.
Right.
Watching the episode, I was just didn't remember it, and so it was so jarring to me how much I was like, this guy. I just don't like him at all.
Right. No, I agree. It is a completely different character than the Robbie that we loved in those other episodes where we went, that's him.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, it really was a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
What, Doug?
What did you, outside of all of the few things that I mentioned?
You know what? There's not enough time for what I hated about this episode. We've pretty much landed on a lot of it. Yeah. I will say the one thing we haven't talked about is Lily playing basically blind. Now there was an element of it that was funny of Lily playing blind. Yes, but the other half of it is she puts on glasses which are basically readers plus ones that you could get at CVS. Those glasses aren't making her see any better. Yeah. And they don't look dorky, they look super cute.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell didn't we put thick Coke bottle glasses on her like Bubbles in Trailer Park Boys? Yeah. It would have been funny to look at, and it would have justified why she was blind without them. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me why we didn't do that. And so when she's playing blind, I'm like, what is she doing?
There's also a difference between playing blind, like I'm blind,
this
and
is
like
my problem,
I see
right?
shapes,
right? Yeah,
like she just like looking over people's heads,
right?
And like hands out, like what? This is not.
It was weird. It was weird.
It's greater than a pair of glasses.
Yeah, no, she had a.
What the hell?
It was crazy. It was officially crazy town. You just snorted, by the way. I love that.
I can't.
It was so
dumb.
Where was the acting coach?
So much.
Where was the acting coach?
I love you so much, Emily. And I know you probably would look back on it and think the same thing. Yeah. Just like where.
We've lost Shannon.
I think it's funny.
Okay, so my other things that we have, because we mentioned most of them, but the other things is, okay, so you can be self-deprecating on your own. I'm a Jew. I can be self-deprecating on my own stereotypes. Like when the Chabad telethon happens in New York City, it's basically a bunch of stereotypical-looking Jews on television begging for money. I'm like, guys, don't do that. It's just terrible. But am I allowed to culturally appropriate someone else's anger? Because when I saw them do the black girl finger wave, I was mad. Yeah. I was mad that we had done that. That is just horrible. It was like, and it was for no reason. Yeah. Like, it's this weird stereotype for no reason. Yeah. Like, what are we thinking? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And then we
were already doing it better with Amber and Ashley.
Right. And there was also, it was just bad. Yeah, it was just bad. And then there was also my other little memory of things that the joke, and Jason and I have differing opinions about this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is it a boner joke or a premature ejaculation joke? When you say, I was riding along and then on your date, I was like, did we just do a premature ejac joke?
No.
Did we do a boner? Nope. And then Robbie's line about at least it was a convertible. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
No, dude, I think you're genuinely insane. It's literally it's literally just so like you said, I'm telling him a story, arm around her, and then next thing you know,
right,
and it's a fart joke.
Oh, it's a fart joke.
So
why
joke.
do you make a boner move?
Well, it's just like because again, some people have some direction to like accentuate a joke, and that's how they want it done, and so you do that, and it doesn't make a ton of sense necessarily.
Yeah, no.
But the thing that messed it up though is in post they changed the sound from to like with a. Like a whizzy sound, a weird sort of sound on top of it,
which is weird,
which makes it not sound like a fart anymore.
Right.
And the whole point is him saying like, well, at least you were in a convertible, meaning like, oh, I just shit my pants with this girl, but like you were in a convertible, so at least you wouldn't smell it, so you're totally fine. That's the rationale?
Yeah,
okay,
I didn't get that.
What the
joke
joke
while I was watching it with my nearly adult child, and you say I put my arm around her, and then brink, she literally said, Jackson got a boner?
Sure, but again...
And I promised I wasn't going to talk about your balls again, but here we are.
Well, you're not. You're talking about
the thing is like...
Nethers.
But for me, the context clue of him being like, well, you know, at least you were in a convertible is like, boners don't have anything to do with convertibles, but like if you poop your pants... Then
that makes sense.
But I don't...
So anyway, that's...
Okay, so that...
But I was annoyed that they changed the sound, actually, because it changes the intent. And
ruins the joke.
It ruins the joke.
All right, so the other two things I hated that we haven't mentioned yet are... the fact that when you're up there and she's got to wash off the billboard.
When in the end when we're doing the
right. Mm-hmm. There's all of a sudden magically a pitcher of water from no reason, and then also, water's going to wash the paint off? How stupid were you guys? You guys came up to paint a billboard that is outside in the elements and water is going to wash it off. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then the last thing I will say to pile on this episode is, and you mentioned this at the beginning, why in the frickin' frack does Lily show up and not Lola? She's talking to Lily in front of 1,000 reporters.
Right.
No one snaps a picture of Lily. It's just this is insanity to me. It's total insanity.
Right.
Why is she not Lola?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Change in the car. Change clothes in the car. You're going to the skate competition. You're Lola with Hannah, and then you change your goddamn clothes in the car.
You know, I go back and forth on that too. And also, why is there a press conference happening on top of a building? I mean, I guess on the one hand, it's kind of a cool place. I mean, it serves the story, but also like, what? This is what?
A little weird.
A little weird. Were Amber and Ashley not available for this episode? Because
a weird choice, right?
Yeah, because I get, you know, like Amber and Ashley wouldn't be the people that Lily would skateboard against.
Right.
Right. But also it just felt like we were doing this duo of people burning Lily, but it was the same kind of Amber and Ashley bit. And that, oh God. Yeah. Anyway, there was a lot, I know, going, as you've heard, there's a lot going down on the stage that, and I can say as a director, like, one of the things that is my job is to fulfill the vision of the executive producer or the writer of the show. So it's like, sometimes things happen that, you know, like you're being asked to do that you can't say no to. Yeah. You just can't say no to them. And so as a result, like, there are things that happen that just, you know, are not right, but you have to do them anyway.
At some point you go, not my monkey, not my circus.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to let it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And also Lily's sight bits. I was not a fan of her looking like she's blind, because she looks like she really can't see. And then just, you know, there was just a lot of stuff that I, you know, I could go on and on, but I won't go on and on, because I think we should go to what we would do different.
Yeah,
in
a couple
episode.
of like teeny little things. Like, for me, I think Lisa Arch is hilarious. She's an exceptionally talented actress. Her scenes felt like a really talented person doing their very best to take some really weird notes. Yeah. I think that, like, the singing is fine and the personality is fantastic, and even her dancing between, like, I get all that. Just once, I would like her to stop and take a picture. Yeah. Like, at no point did she look through a lens. It was all like, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, I get it. And the energy is right to appeal to a young audience. But, like, the fact that there was never any reality in the actual thing she was supposed to be good at as an adult, that's the sort of thing that would make me check out of a kid's show. Yeah.
No, it really was a Disney Channel performance as opposed to a Hannah performance. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's her. I think that's the way she was
exactly. And I actually don't think, again, 98% of it was exactly what she should do. It's a great, big, broad, funny, silly thing. Right. But, like, just take a real picture. Even if you do it twice, it's all build up for the money shot. However you want to do it. But there was just the lack of reality there. So I would massage those beats a little bit with Lisa. She's very, very funny. She could have done anything you asked her to do.
Right. I mean, she's in Curb, for crying out loud, doing, and that's uber real. Yeah. So we know she can do it. So.
Right, of course.
And then there was a little thing, and you know, again, there's so much going on in this episode that I'm sure gets lost in the shuffle. But, like, all the dudes playing at basketball at Rico's in that first scene, like, once Oliver falls down, they look like little Roombas, just sort of like bouncing into each other. It's like, could maybe just tell some people to wander off, or some people to pick up the ball, like, give them something to do. But it was literally just like, I was like, they're so directionless.
Yeah,
poor little, you know. So that's what I would have tinkered with a little.
I would, in terms of storytelling, it's the same note I have every time we do a story like this, which is I would deepen the story. We do a lot of Miley gets up to making a mistake and then realizes she shouldn't and pulls back. And my big note is always make the mistake. Yeah. Do the bad thing. And then realize that there are consequences to you doing the wrong thing. You know, so I didn't think the story had any meat to its bones because
Right.
she got up to the edge and then went away. And then the big takeaway from this episode is the takeaway we took to the rest of the 95, which is never let certain people on stage unsupervised. You need a babysitter every time you go. And we did. For 95 episodes, we had to divide and conquer in different ways.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
We'll wrap this up with a couple of quick audience questions. Liz Runyon95 on Insta asks, what if Lee Tennessee is actually Bucky Kentucky's real father and Robbie Ray was duped?
well, I got to tell you. You can't say that out loud, honey. There are secrets that got to remain secret. What happens in the trailers stays in the trailers.
So uncomfortable.
I
I love it so much. I love it so much. This was one of my favorite bits that came out of the last episode, the Lee Tennessee.
Lee Tennessee.
Yeah, no, that would be a great one, honey. But yeah, you know, maybe it happened like that. Maybe it didn't. Well, maybe we'll get Lee Tennessee and Bucky Kentucky here on the show together, and we'll talk about it.
Honestly, I think there might be something to Robbie Ray not really being Jackson's dad. Jackson never hit that growth spurt you'd expect from Billy Ray's Spawn. So yeah, there may be a little something to that Lee Tennessee.
Yeah. Well done, Doug.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing back
This is why people like me, Jason.
I know.
Lee Tennessee.
Exactly. You're,
I will embarrass and humiliate myself.
You risk it
Yeah.
for the biscuit.
I risk it for the biscuit, baby.
Yeah.
So let's tag this up.
All right.
Our title of this episode was
Bongos on Rooftops, and if you don't know why we called it that already, you haven't been paying attention.
That's right.
Yeah. We're gonna make the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna answer my sweet niblet from the opening. The girl who played my date, who I ultimately made push the car when it ran out of gas, she did not appreciate that.
Nope.
So I could steer. Somebody had to steer. You guys.
Yep.
It was actually played by the actress Amy Teagarden. This was like her first, second, third, like one of her very, very first acting jobs, which is really, really cool. And then, like I said, just like Alison Brie, she immediately went on, started on her own show. She played Coach Taylor's daughter on Friday Night Lights.
Yep.
One of my all-time favorite shows. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend. Still holds up. And I'm starting to think that dating Jackson on Hannah Montana was like a boon for some of these actresses' careers, because I know of at least one and possibly two more that went on to big shows.
I know one who didn't go on to a big acting career, but went on to an even bigger entertainment career.
Yeah. So it not. I was like kind of a lucky charm there. So we'll keep pointing those out.
I think so too.
But yeah, Amy
Yeah.
Teagarden.
Nicely done. Okay. The theme of this episode is being a hypocrite, or
One of them.
doing anything you can for money, even if it's humiliating, even though you look great in a dress and heels. I don't know.
Yep.
This leads me to the related question, which is, when were you a hypocrite, or what have you done for your job that was humiliating?
Guys, I've done like 200 episodes of children's television. I think I maybe have like 6 times been on camera and it was not humiliating. So, I think you can pick your poison. Anything that ever made you laugh and
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
200
Look,
episodes.
as a comedian, you do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the actor was dressed in a dress, the character was dressed in a dress. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
And
100%.
actually, in a way, when you do shows like that, or you're a comedian, or you live in this sort of world, very little actually humiliates you.
That's
you
true.
know?
Well, look, I always have a rule. Anything for the laugh. The laugh comes first,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
your pride or your ego takes a back seat to someone else's enjoyment. If you can make someone happy, bury that
That's
shit.
why Doug's divorced, because his laugh comes first, your wife comes second.
You are not wrong, my friend. You
Nailed
are
it.
not wrong.
All right, let's land this.
Land the plane.
We may cut that, or we might leave it. I don't
No,
know.
I want to leave that.
see.
You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us for another episode. I don't know if you can tell, we have a really good time doing this, and we hope you guys enjoy it as well. If you would love to watch the podcast, please subscribe to Best of Both Our Worlds YouTube channel. It helps us a ton. If you engage with it, give us your comments, give us your questions. We'll read them here on the show. Ring the bell, share with your friends. We would really, 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 really love to make 1 million of these. So please do all the things. Follow the show on Instagram at Best of Both Our Worlds Podcast, on TikTok at Best of Both Our Worlds, and on X at Babao Podcast. A little shout out for our bestofbothworlds.com website. You can find all of our old episodes there. Lots of funny little behind the scenes things. And most importantly, we got our little merch shop, which will hopefully constantly be evolving. We've got some great shirt ideas from this episode. So
Yeah, for sure.
bestofbothourworlds.com.
Did I say that or did I?
No, but it's a typo on here. I don't know. It's
Best of both
our
worlds.
worlds.com.
It's autocorrect.
Yeah. So
So definitely check that out. And then, I think that's probably about it.
Did it, you guys.
This has been Best of Both Our Worlds, created and hosted by Jason Earls, Douglas Dangerously Blind, and Shannon Flynn. Executive producer Renee Colvert. I just spit. We're going to leave that in. Produced by Jeffrey Murphy. Filmed, edited, and finished at Quest Pacifica with special thanks to Katie Boyum and Lee Anthony Smith.
Lee Anthony Smith and Katie.
Thanks for hanging out on a Sunday. Original music by Joe Serafini. Also, that is my High School Musical jacket today is a shout out to my boy
Very
Joe.
nice.
And social media strategy by Shelby Stahl and Beloved Social.
So good.
Who wants to take us out today?
You should do it.
And with that, I'll say, good day, Daddy. I said good day. Woo!
Yay! We got through it, guys.
Yeah,
And
we
no
made it.
aneurysms.
No aneurysms.
We did it.
I'm going to go in the bathroom and have one now.
That's
Okay.
right. Thanks, you guys.
It's the best of both